Good morning, CASHS, and happy Wednesday. Well, we're still planning to return back to school on October 26th. There's a lot of planning that needs to occur, so I'd like to share out with you this morning some of our thoughts as we move forward. Hopefully, we will be able to answer some of your questions. So as we plan for October 26th return, there will be a letter that we are generating to send home to all our students and their parents. You should be receiving that hopefully this week. That letter will include a lot of information, and I'd like to outline some of those things for you right now. For starters, each of you should have chosen to return either on the AABB schedule, fully virtual, or remain cave. Depending on what you chose, the following information may be slightly different. However, that letter will also include transportation. So if you're a student who's returning to school on the AABB schedule, transportation information will be included in this letter, and also it will provide you assistance as to how to locate that transportation information as well. The schedule will also be included in this letter. We will be returning to a 7-period day. So for all students who are either AABB or fully virtual, it will be expected that you log in daily to all 7 periods. The only period that you may not have to log into would be a study hall, or one that you would maybe not be here for if you are maybe a senior and going early to college or possibly doing co-op. But the remainder of all students should be logging in all 7 periods of the day during the 4-day cycle. Wednesdays will continue to be somewhat independent on your own from home with teacher support as needed. The first week back, October 26th, will be slightly different when students do come into school on the AABB schedule. That Monday and that Thursday of that week, we will be running a 1-hour delay schedule so we can accommodate all students through a homeroom. That homeroom is where you will receive your locker information. We'll also be sharing out with you some safety plans for the building and just other items like that. So again, that'll be on Monday and Thursday for those students who will be coming in on AABB. Also, I'd like to let all our 9th graders know, I know this is the first time that you will be entering this very large building called CASHS, but nothing to worry about, so calm your anxieties. We are planning to, when you enter the building, do a virtual, or excuse me, not a virtual tour, but an actual tour that day of the building. So more information will be provided in this letter as to how we will accommodate you as a 9th grader or anyone new to the building to support you and limit your anxieties. Also on that first week, we'll be doing Chromebook distribution. So for all those students who are grades 10 through 12, there will be a plan in this letter to explain how you will receive your brand new Chromebook. So one thing that you'll need to remember is this. Make sure that you bring your student ID if you still have it from the past. That will support us and assist us in checking out the new Chromebook. Also, you'll need to bring your power cord to school with you, and this should become something daily that you do, as well as your older Chromebook. Now again, there will be a schedule in this letter that you will be able to review, but again, all students grades 10 through 12 will receive a brand new Chromebook. 9th graders already received this when we handed them out over the summer. So again, 9th graders should still be bringing their Chromebook as well as their power cord to school daily, but they won't receive another Chromebook, just the 10 through 12. Students, I also urge you to get in the habit of charging your Chromebook daily at night before you go to bed. Just get in that routine because we want you to come to school prepared. If you show up to school and you don't have your Chromebook, if you don't have a fully charged Chromebook, you're essentially not prepared for class, and that will not allow you to move forward with the rest of your class as needed. Some safety measures as well. I've shared this earlier, but just to remind you, it will be expected, and I remind you that it will be expected all the time that you are on school district property, that you're wearing a face covering or a mask. You won't even be allowed to enter a bus if you're not masked or have your face covered. So student drivers, as soon as you get out of your car in the mornings, you should, of course, put your mask or your face covering on as soon as you're on as soon as you exit your car and come onto school property and walk across the street. Students, as you enter the building, you obviously you have to have a face covering and a mask. So let's just get in the habit of doing so. Also, when students at the end of the day are dismissed, they won't be standing on our bus ramp without a face covering or a mask. Bottom line is, guys, you need to have your face covering or mask on while you're on any school district property. So let's just get in the habit of doing so. If you have further questions or just need some guidelines as we move closer to that October 26th date, I would ask that you continue to tune in to Ocker's Observations like you're doing this morning. I would also ask you to review the newsletter that will be sent out monthly. There should be one sent out again this Friday, as well as a letter that will be sent home to you and your parents this week. So all those are great places to locate the information and hopefully answer any questions that you may have. Also, don't forget that we have a CASHS website. You can essentially go into our CASD website, choose the school, which of course would be Chambersburg Area Senior High School, and there you can find many of our updates and information as needed. So with that, I know it's been a lot of information. I know there's still a lot of change. I know that many of you are probably still sitting at home with many concerns and anxieties. Just remember, guys, we're all in this together. We're not the only school that's dealing with this. Every school in the nation is dealing with something similar. They just may be doing things slightly different. But for now, you know some of the updates here from CASHS, and we hope to continue to provide them to you. So hang in there. Let's move on to some athletics. So just like to give a few updates and some shout outs to some of these teams as they continue to perform in support of CASHS. So here are some highlights. For starters, our varsity girls cross country won the Mid-Penn Conference Championship this past Thursday by defeating Central Dauphin. So girls cross country finished their regular season with a team record of 6-0. That is fantastic. They are unbeaten as they move into the next round in post-play. Also, Owen Reichelderfer and Jacob Carlin qualified for the District 3 Golf Championships this past Friday and Saturday. So huge shout out to those young men as they move on and compete for these championships. Several of our teams have rather notable records to date. Varsity boys soccer are currently 3-1-1. They defeated Cedar Cliff on Saturday in a 4-1 competition. Varsity girls soccer are 3-2. They also defeated Cedar Cliff on Saturday in a 3-2 competition. Varsity girls volleyball are currently 2-2, and they defeated Cedar Cliff on Thursday 3-2. So needless to say, guys, we seem to have Cedar Cliff's number this past week. So keep up the great work. And for those of you who are planning to participate possibly in athletics as we move forward throughout the school year, our winter sports begin Friday, November 20th of 2020. Registration will open on October 15th for our winter session, and they will be online. So again, October 15th online. If you're interested, you can start signing up for our winter sports. So check out our website at www.casdathletics.com on October 15th for more information. So with that, gang, I know it's been a long weekend, and the week's progressing, but it's Wednesday, and many of you need to wake up because this Wednesday is not typical like other Wednesdays. You're more or less working independently because our teachers are here today doing some professional development. So let's get everybody awake. Let's get the place stirred up. Let's make sure that, like I said before, our neighbors hear us. Let's make sure everybody that's out in this pumpkin patch with me today hears it. Let's wake up these sleeping pumpkins. On 3, are you with me? 1, 2, and 3. Go Trojans!